Good morning. Shubharnurekha madam, our honorable speaker is already joined in our session.
Yes.
And at
So,
first, to you, Shubharnurekha madam, to a brief introduction about our speaker. And
yes.
now today's our the second day of our faculty development program. So
Hello, am I audible,
yes, ma'am.
sir?
You're
Okay.
audible.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the Faculty Development Program organized by Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. We have Dr. Meenakshi Thalor for today's morning session, and may I have the honor to introduce her? Dr. Meenakshi A. Thalor is currently working as Associate Professor and the Head of the Department of Information Technology at AISSMS Institute of Information Technology, Pune, Maharashtra. She is Microsoft Certified Professional for SQL Server and VBNet. She has teaching experience of 17 years. She has published more than 50 papers in international journals and conferences. She has worked as resource person, reviewer, and technical program chair for international conferences. She has actively participated in curriculum development process of machine learning subject for Pune University. Her main research interests include machine learning, data mining, and data analysis. Uh, Welcome, ma'am, and you can begin your session.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible? Is my voice is loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I will share my screen. Just confirm me once it is. Yes, is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, in screenshot mode, I have opened it. Please confirm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first, thank you to the coordinator and institute for inviting me for this FDP session on emerging research work for sustainable development goals. So I would like to understand what type of audience we have in FDP. Is it mixed one or
Ma'am, just
particularly?
interrupt one time, ma'am. Actually, voice is very low. Actually, your please increase volume. Actually, we cannot hear properly from here.
1 minute, I will check the
Yeah.
settings.
Now, voice is okay. Now, voice is okay.
Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what type of audience we have, sir?
So all are faculty members and some are research scholars.
Okay, from research point of view, great. So
Yes.
most of the faculty members are aware of, I think so, sustainable development goals. Can I have the opinion of the audience, whether they are aware of sustainable development goals, so that I will come to know that in which detail I have to go. So in chat window, audience can mention whether they are aware of these SDGs or not. No, okay, no problem. I have not received any response. So from a beginner's point of view, I will think that the audience is not aware of what is SDGs. So we will try to see in detail information about all these SDGs. Fine. So here today we are going to see what is SDG and then what are the relevant areas or research work you can opt for whenever you are going for any research proposal, you are going for any research work, or you are guiding your students. So SDG is nothing but Sustainable Development Goals. These SDGs are adopted by all the United Nations state members in September 2015. And the goal was is to make our planet full of peace and prosperity. So these goals were set in 2015 in the New York in UN headquarters, where all the United Nations members were agreed to fulfill all these goals by 2030. So agenda is by 2030, all the United Nations member state will accomplish or achieve all these goals. There are total 17 such goals which are listed in that meeting. And we all, those who are, we can say that near about 150 plus member states are there, which are the members of UN membership, those who having UN membership. So all these are working hard day by day so that we can achieve all these goals by 2030. So there are various definitions related to the SDGs. So one of the definition which is given by the Ban Ki-moon, by the Secretary of UN, is that it is nothing but a to-do list. Just like as every day we have a to-do list which we try to accomplish by the end of the day. Similarly, it is a to-do list for all those member nations, and it is a step towards the planet, which will transform the entire world, or which will impact the life of people. Fine. So this is nothing but a to-do list which we have to accomplish by 2030. And as we know that India is a member of that UN membership, so we will try to see that what all these UN, all these SDGs are. So please confirm that whether this video is visible to you or audible or not.
Number 1, no poverty. Number 2, zero hunger. Number 3, good health and well-being. Number 4, quality education. Number 5, gender equality. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. Number 7, affordable and clean energy. Number 8, decent work and economic growth. Number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Number 10, reduce inequality. Number 11, sustainable cities and cities. Number 12, responsible consumption and production. Number 13, climate action. Number 14, life below water. Number 15, life on land. Number 16, justice and strong institutions. Number 17, partnership for the goal.
So all these were the 17 goals which we are trying to accomplish by 2030, as we have set all these objective in 2015. So if you will see all these 17 goals, all these goals are reflecting the three dimensions. One is the environmental, second is the social, and third is economics. So all these goals are related to these three dimensions, or three major groups of our society. All these goals are integrated as well as indivisible. Fine. So we can't separate out one goal to another goal. All these are interrelated. There are some relation between one goal to another goal, and if we will try to achieve one goal, definitely it will impact the another one goal also. And or in totality, if we will try to fulfill all these 17 goals, definitely we will have a very good planet, which will be peaceful as well as which will be prosperous. So now if you will see these total 17 goals, as we have seen in the videos, there are total 17 ways. Further, if you will divide them as per the 5 principal laws, then we can say that 1 to 6, that is the no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation. All these 6 goals are related to the people. Our aim is to improve the livelihood of a people. Next is 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th goals, which are affordable and cleaning energy, decent work, economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, and reduce inequalities. So all these 4 are related to economic section as well as its works toward the prosperity of the planet. Then we have 11 to 15 number goals, which are nothing but the sustainable cities and communities, responsive consumption and production, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below the water, and life on the land. So all these talk about the environment and our planet. Then we have a peace, justice, and strong institutions, which deals with the peace. And at the end, we have a partnership related. a goal for which will look after all the goals up to 1 to 16, and we will try to see that how in partnership with other institute, other foreign agencies, whether we are able to achieve all these 16 goals or not. So, who is working for these goals? One is the government is working for achievement of all these goals because India is a member of United Nations states. Secondly, NGOs are working behind this one. Then some of the industries are there which are working to for achievements of these one. Small businesses are there which are working for the attainment of all these things. And as a citizen of India, we individual are also can contribute for the fulfillment of all these goals. So how we can contribute in the fulfillment of these goals, that we will try to understand through the research work. So we will start from the first goal, that is the no poverty. Fine. So the aim of this goal is to ensure that all the people, especially the poor or vulnerable section of the society, will get the equal rights to the economic resources, basic services like food, shelter, all these things. It also emphasizes on building the resilience to the economic, social, and environmental shocks. So whether how quickly we can recover from all these shocks whenever there is any natural calamities is there. So all these first goal is talk about that how we can uplift all the individuals out of their dire circumstances. Second, how we can reduce the lack of access to the how we can reduce the lack of access to your basic services they are facing, mean the education, health, clean water, sanitations. All these things are the basic needs of the all the peoples which are below the poverty line. Fine. So how we can have access to all the facilities for these community. Then whether we can provide a social protection system to these people so that they can come and they can share their experiences, they can share their voice, they can raise their voice against any of the problems they are facing, or whether we can provide a platform to those people where they can have financial access to the all the services or healthcare related services. Inclusive growth is nothing but promote the economic growth and reduce the inequality wherever is possible with such type of people, especially the poor and vulnerable people. So these are the key aspects related to the first SDG. So government is taking his part by creating various type of policies and by creating various types of scheme for such type of people. You might be aware about the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana. All these are the schemes and policy which is taking a one step for the fulfillment of this no poverty goal. But what other things we as an individual can go for the fulfillment of goal, we will try to understand from these potential research titles or potential research work. So can we create an online platform for the skill development and job placement so that we are taking a step forward that we can map these are the skills we have in India and these are the job opportunities. So the unemployment which we are talking about, that can be reduced. Can we design and deploy a poverty mapping system using the geospatial aid data? We know that by using satellite data, can we have a mapping of such areas, slum areas on the map so that the government can take a can or NGOs or business can take a their CSR activities for those types of areas? Can we come up with such type of a project where we will get a clear mapping of such type of areas on the visualization tool or on our screen so that such type of schemes can reach up to the direct stakeholder? Can we utilize AI for predictive modeling of poverty dynamics? So as we know that the graph of poverty dynamics is decreasing, but how much time it will take in next 5 days, 5 years, or 5 decade? So can we have a visualization of such type of chart or such type of tool or dashboard can we have by using the AI technique so that that will be a step towards the societal need? Can we have a peer-to-peer lending platform for the small businesses, as there are various startups, there are various entrepreneurs are there? So can we have an online platform for them so that they can utilize the resources in a better way? They can exchange their resources and they can get some crowdsourcing. Fine. So such type of potential areas are very important related to the SDG 1. So try to see that in which particular area you can work, and whenever you are working on any research title, try to see that from which SDG your title is mapping. Fine, because nowadays government is coming up various research proposals. So the main aim is that government will give the fund only when the problem is related to the society, environment, or it is related to the economic condition. So indirectly, if your statement is in line with any of the SDG goal, so definitely the chances for getting the selection for those proposal will be more. So now you in this session you have to see that in which particular SDG goal you can work, because everyone in India having idea. Fine, Jugaad system you are aware of. We are very good in Jugaad system. We have the ideas, but how to create opportunities from those ideas, that we are looking from this session. Now moving ahead toward the second SDG, that is no hunger. So the goal is to end the hunger. Fine. So how we can end the hunger? By ensuring that each and everyone having access to the safe, nutritious, and sufficient food, especially children, women, pregnant ladies, or breastfeeding women should have the access to the food. And we also make sure that we have a sufficient food for our generations. Fine, there should not be any food insecurity or malnutrition. Fine, we have to see that how we can promote sustainable agriculture by using latest technology, or how we can have a resilience to the climate change, because nowadays we are saying that we are facing various natural calamities. Because of that one, agriculture sector is the most affected one area. So how we can have a resilience to these climate change, that also we have to look after. And government is also taking steps so that they can invest in rural development. Fine, so especially to the small scale farmers and the women farmers. So all these initiatives we are inclined towards in the SDG 2. So what are the invention which government is doing? It is mentioned in the upper side. Midday meal scheme, we are all aware of. That is a one step towards the no hunger. As well as what type of research project we can go for are listed in the below in the screen. So we can utilize IoT, AI based approaches for have a efficient crop management system. We can have hydroponic and vertical farming system in urban areas, because there in urban areas we see that there is very less green land. Fine, so we can have some such sort of vertical farming systems where we can have some such type of we can improve the agriculture section. Fine, and also we have to see that after post harvesting, so how we can use IoT based solution for the effective management of those crops. Can we come up with some mobile application for the farmers, so that they have easy access to the market information, their rates, and where they can sell their products and all these things. Development of low cost solar power system for the irrigation system is also a one type of research work which you can carry forward in this line. And the utilization of drone for the precise farming and crop surveillance is also a one type of title under this one. So here I have not mentioned the what approach you have to use. These are the generic idea which you can work upon as per your interest, as per your domain. But what type of approach you have to use specifically in AI, which type of algorithm, which type of mechanism, what type of in approach, research methodology you have to use, that is all depend upon a particular researcher, because he has to do the literature survey, and then he has to come up with his idea that which one technique can be the most effective one whenever he is trying to solving such type of problems. Moving ahead to the third one, it is related to your good health and well-being. So here the main thing is to promote the healthy lives and well-being of the individual or all the citizens of any age category. So here we try to include access to the health services. They should have access to the medicines. They should have access to the vaccinations without any financial hardship. And we have also tried to see here that how we can reduce maternal mortalities, especially the infant newborn death, or the death of children below age 5, or how we can combat the, you can say that, the communicable diseases like HIVs and AIDS. So all these things, all necessary steps to be taken in order to reduce this mortality. So health promotion is nothing but we have to work on the mental health of the citizens, because nowadays we have seen that when there was a COVID era, most of people die because of their mental health. So whether we can take some steps so that we can improve the mental health of our citizens of India. So can we have some type of awareness session how they can improve their mental health? Can we have such type of work culture so that the mental health will be reduced? Or can we reduce the burden of non-communicable diseases like many of the people are facing nowadays, diabetes and all these things, heart attack. So necessary steps to be taken or some project to be taken under these categories so that we can have a better livelihood. So the relative initiative by the government in this area is Padhe Bharat Badhe Bharat, and the research work related to this particular SDGs are mentioned over here. We can come up with some telemedicine solutions for the remote areas where they can have solutions to their problem online way, by telepathy way, telemedicine way. We can have AI based diagnosis tool for the early disease detection as breast cancer is there. For that one also we can work for various heart related diseases are there. For that one we are creating various AI related diagnosis tool. But we have to see that the scope of these projects should be wide enough that you are covering the large section of the society rather than focusing on a limited group. Fine. So your research work the scope should have be wide enough so that it can cover the multiple section of the society. So development of the mobile app for the community health, integration of IT devices for real health monitoring of elderly people. So nowadays we have seen that for various research scholars are working for the elderly people, for blind people also they are working, for visually impaired people also many projects are coming. So we can have such type of projects under this SDG 3. We are also developing some wearable health devices for personalized health management. So again, smartwatch or other handheld devices which are very healthy for monitoring your health, you can come up with those ideas in under this SDG 3. You can also implement blockchain related solutions for securing your health records. As we know that DigiLocker is there where you can maintain your documents, you can preserve it and you can secure it. Similarly, for health related records or for all your reports, whether you can come up with some blockchain related technology. And once you will come up with a one prototype, then definitely it will be useful for the other segment of the society once your project get selected in hackathon or it gets approval from the higher authority. Moving ahead to the fourth SDG, that is, let's talk about the quality education. As we all belongs to teaching field, so this is a most prominent area where we can work for as a teacher. So here we have to see that how this inclusive, equitable quality educations can be promoted from this SDG 4. We have to see that we have to promote lifelong learning for each and everyone so that we can empower the people of all the ages. Fine. And we have to see that whether every boy and girl is getting access to the education or not. That also is one of the steps towards the access to the education. Quality education can be improved by enhancing the learning environment, by providing training to the teacher, and by sharing some educational resources with the students. And last one is the promoting the skill developments. So here we should promote the skills rather than the grading and obtaining the marks. So I have heard one of the session of the Dr. Abhay Jere sir, who is the vice president of AICT. He mentioned that the parents and teachers are the enemy of the students or the children. Fine, because nowadays we are giving more emphasis on the grades and all the results and everything, but we should think about the skill development of the students. Fine, we should promote the innovation, we should promote the idea generation, we should promote intellectual properties. Fine, so rather than running behind the marks and score. We should motivate the students for come up with innovative ideas, go for the research work, have some patents, have some copyrights, so that they can have a right over that IP, as well as they can have a good future with respect to that particular research work. Fine. So this is the main motive behind this quality education. So related to that particular SDG, the various schemes are there. That is the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana is there. And apart from that one, what under this SDG 4 is that we can develop learning platform for personalized. It's mean that in a class we know that there are some weak students, we have some bright students. So can we have a personalized education system for those students? Can we integrate VR, AI related things in the classroom teaching? Can we have some improvement in the teaching training programs using AI? Can we enhance the engagement of the students by using some gamification techniques or not? So such type of things we have to think about whenever you are working with this SDG 4. Now moving ahead toward the fifth one, it's all about the gender equality. It's mean that we have to empower all the women related to this particular women and girls, you can say that worldwide. So here we are talking about empowering all the women and the girls related to all the segments of the society, and try to see that how we can end the discrimination which happens because of the caste, grade and status. Fine. So how we can remove that one, how we can reduce the violence happens in the society, how we can give the equal opportunities to the women and girls in the leadership positions, how we can have access to the sexual and reproduction health rights and services, whether each and everyone is getting the information related to the family planning related things or not. So such types of actions or key aspects are associated with this particular SDGs. So now you can see that some of the research work which in line to with this gender equalities are, can we come up with a digital platform where the women resource access, where the women and girls can have have access to the resources, like there are special things which required time to time to the women. Can we have a such type of repository where they can go and they can have access all these things, whether we can enhance the online safety of the women, cyber crimes, whether we can reduce by using some having some such type of platform, virtual coding competition especially for girls, can we come up with such type of platform where we are giving them exposure, or we were giving them a platform where they can participate in coding competition especially for girls. Fine. And can we come up with some telehealthcare applications for the maternal and reproduction health, GIS based urban planning for the women's safety. Fine. And similarly for the leadership and career development, can we have some special apps for the women? So all these comes under the gender equality. Moving ahead towards the next one, that is the water and sanitation, clear water and sanitation. So here we are trying to see that each and everyone having a access to the safe and affordable drinking water. We are also promoting that we should have access to the adequate, you can say that, sanitation and hygiene facilities. The water quality, whatever we are receiving, that should have that should not have any pollution. Fine. And also we are seeing that how we can create a awareness about how a particular person can efficiently use a water. So such type of awareness sessions, such type of videos, such type of orientations program, where we are teaching how to effectively use water resources, whether we can come up with such type of idea or not. Whether we can have an integrated MIS system related to the water resource management or not, or how we can protect and restore our ecosystem or water bodies. So all these things belongs to this clear water and sanitation goal. So what are the works related to this particular SDGR? IoT based water quality monitoring system you can come up with, where you are checking the quality of water, you are checking various parameters of the water, and you are making sure that the people are getting the clear and affordable drinking water. Find solar related water purification system. You can come up with smart water distribution management network can be there. AI driven water conservation and leak detection project also you can go for. A smart then you can have a smart rainwater harvesting system and how to utilize that rainwater effectively. uh, that also can be one of the emerging area in the SDG 6. We can have a mobile app for the real-time water quality alerts. Fine. Whenever there is a if you are using any filter or not, sometimes it happen that if your power is not on, you will see that your filter is not taking the water. But can you have such type of mobile-based app which will give you a alert that whenever the water level is goes down significantly in your society or in your home, then you should get a alert. Fine. So such type of project also we can go for under our this SDG 6. So this is one of the project which is done by my students, which I have guided. Just have a look at this one. This is related to the river water pollution. So in this video, we have seen that how we can use the real-time video capturing and we can detect the pollutant in the river at a real time itself. So they have worked on the real-time video. They have considered one of the nearby river of the Pune, and they have done the testing of and training of their project on that data set. So such type of project is really valuable from this SDG point of view. Now moving ahead towards the next SDG, that is related to our affordable and clean energy. Fine. So in this one, we are trying to see that each and everyone should have access to the affordable, reliable, and more modern energy resources. And we have to try to see that how we can increase our renewable energy resources, how we can use the energy efficiently so that we can preserve it for our next generation. How we can come up with some sustainable infrastructure, sustainable buildings, which will promote the development of the sustainable energies. So all these are the challenges associated with this particular SDGs, and the research work related to this particular SDGs are decentralized solar power distribution network, AI driven home energy management system, community wind energy solutions, advanced energy storage for renewable resources, small scale hydropower system for the rural area, wireless charging infrastructure for electrical vehicles. Nowadays, we are seeing that the market is full of electrical vehicles. Fine. So, but can we provide infrastructure where the wireless charging infrastructure we can provide so that no need to have a wire and all these things. The vehicles can be charged wirelessly. You are sitting at a home and you can charge your vehicle which is downstairs in your parking. So such type of innovative ideas is required under this affordable and clean energy waste to energy conservation system. How effectively we can use our waste and we can produce the energy from those wastes. So all these emerging area of research titles come under this SDG 7. So if you're working on any of the research title, you should know that which SDG it belongs to, so that you can sell your idea, you can emphasize on that particular SDG and how important that SDG is from planet point of view, nation point of view. You can convince the other party whenever you are participating in hackathon or you are giving your research proposal, all these things. Now moving ahead towards the next one, that is your smart work and your economic growth. Fine. In this one, we will try to see that how we can promote the sustained, inclusive, uh, and sustainable economic growth and full productive employment and decent work for all. So here our aim is to reduce the income inequality. Most of the time we have seen that the people are on the same post but are not getting the equal remuneration or equal salary. So how we can reduce the income inequality and how we can foster the economic growth among all the sectors of the society. Then how we can increase the employment, how we can promote the full-time employment and decent work for the everyone. Decent work mean is nothing but your safe environment, secure environment, healthy work environment for each and everyone. How we can use this innovation and technology which will encourage the innovation, incubation and entrepreneurship. Fine. So the main aim is to enhance these all these innovation and technology related aspects, so that we can have a better uh, work environment and as well as we can have economic growth. So what are the schemes related to this one are the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Antodaya Yojana is there, National Urban Development Mission is there, and apart from these government initiatives, what project we can undergo are listed here. Like we can go for AI related job matching platform where you are mapping the skills and the opportunities, so that the skilled people can get attached to those opportunities and can be benefited and they can have a decent work. Online vocational training and certification courses also we can float, so that unemployed people will go for those trainings and they can have some skills related to those particular courses. Secure payment system for the freelancers, we can come up with blockchain. For signing of any labor contract, we can have a crowdfunding platform for any small scale businesses we can have, so that they can sustain. Fine. Otherwise, most of the time happen that we start the business, but because of the lack of funding, it vanished. So whether we can have some crowdfunding platform where the small businesses will register themselves and then they will get some funds from the clients or some other agencies or some industries where they are doing their CSR activities or other things. So can we have such type of things where you can undertake under this SDG 8? Also, you can have some big data related analysis for the economic growth. You can have a prediction. I mean, what will be the next economic growth rate in next few years? Or similarly, you can have a job matching platform. You can link the job seekers and employers together by creating a mobile app or a website. The next SDG is related to your infrastructure. Fine. Here, our focus is on building the resilient infrastructure. That is mean that flexible infrastructure, because sometimes it's happened that we are constructing the building, but we are not considering the water pipeline, sewage, and all these things. But if we are considering each and everything from the township point of view, then it will be a flexible infrastructure. We are promoting the inclusive and sustainable industries and fostering the innovation if we are considering all these things into consideration. So here we are developing the quality, reliable and sustainable infrastructures and buildings, as well as we are promoting the industries so that the employment will be enhanced. Fine. And we have also see that whenever any industry is establishing, whether all the norms, all the laws and all the regulations associated with those industrialization is followed by that industrialist or not, that also need to be taken into consideration, because various challenges are associated with whenever we set up any industry. Fine. So all these industries should be set up outside the residential segment of the society. Fine. And also we should promote innovation so that we can enhance the scientific research. we can upgrade the technology capabilities, and we can encourage the innovation, and we can promote the skill oriented section of the society. So you know that under this infrastructure we have Make in India, Startup India. These are the most prominent interventions of the government. And other than these one, similar to those one, we can come up with various research titles or research work like IoT-enabled industry automation system. We can come up with smart infrastructure management system. We can come up with sustainable manufacturing processes, IoT-based health monitoring of the bridges, and all the other infrastructure related roads and all these things. We can see that any building, any bridge, any tunnel, all these health monitoring, structural audit also you can do. You can go for, you can come up with a project where you are doing all these monitoring and audit process. You can reduce the industry emissions through the with the help of technology. And for the supply chain and logistic purpose also, you can have some intelligent or smart AI driven systems where you are linking all these trade and transport related things. So all these are related to the SDG number 9. Then SDG 10 is talk about equality. Fine. So here we try to reduce inequalities among all the within or among the countries. Fine. So if we focus on India, then we try to reduce income inequalities. Fine. As already I have mentioned, we are promoting the equal opportunities, and we are trying to see that how we can reduce the income inequalities by releasing the scale pay and all these things as per the post in the society. Fine. And second is we also try to empower and promote social, economic, and political inclusion in all the segments of the society, and providing the equal opportunity. We are regulating and monitoring that all these policy, whatever the government is making, should be enforced on the lower segment of the particular state, or you can say that the city. Fine. And we also try to see that each and every citizen of India should have a right to represent his voice and should have his opinion whenever any decision making in any institution is going on. Fine. So all these things belongs to your gender inequalities. We are trying to reduce inequalities under this one goal. So the here, if you will see some of the initiative taken by the government, you can see here Pahel is one of the initiatives. Some schemes for the Jammu Kashmir people are there, and for the northeast region also we have some of the grants and scheme for those areas. Apart from that one, what you can go for under the research product under this SDG is that we can have an online education for the underprivileged children. Fine, you can have AI related some assessment and reducing the bias in the hiring practices. Fine. So where the AI related system or tool can be used whenever you are taking any interview or you are assessing any candidate for the hiring purpose or recruitment purpose. Mobile health solution you can have for the low income populations. AI related language translator for the accessibility you can have, because India is a diverse country where we have different states, and in each and every state there is a different type of language we are speaking about. So we can have a translator system where we can communicate, one state people can communicate with the other state in their local languages with the help of all these language translations. So inequality will be somehow reduced by some ways. So urban planning tools for equitable development also we can come up within this particular SDG. Then we have SDG 11, where we are trying to make affordable cities and communities, where we are trying to see that where we can provide a safe and affordable housing to each and everyone, uh, uh, and we can have a safe and sustainable transportation system also within the city, as we are talking about the cities and communities. We are also thinking about the sustainable urbanizations, buildings and all these things. Also, we have to see that while we are enhancing our infrastructure, we are protecting our cultural and natural heritage. So that you can see that whenever there is a metro is there, we are seeing that there should not be any heritage or building should be there. We should be impacted by all these roadwork, bridges and all these things. So all these things are also taken into consideration while we are developing the cities. Disaster risk reduction, the government should see that number of death because of any disaster, whatever is happening, should be reduced, and whether the vulnerable people or whether we are protecting the poor and vulnerable people from those impact or not. Environmental impact also, we have to see that because of the industrialization, because of the infrastructure, whether we are getting some adverse impact of all these things on the environment or not. So how we can reduce that impact on the environment because of growing infrastructure, that also need to be considered, and that is also one challenge whenever we deal with this SDG 11. Fine. And also make government is also make sure that an individual should make sure that each and everyone have access to the green and public space for all the segments of the society. So if you will see the research title related to this 11 is that, then we can come up with the IoT solution from the urban management. So you can see that most of the problem statements are related to multiple SDGs. Fine. So you can't say, as I mentioned, that these SDGs are indivisible. These are integrated. So if one of the statement you are coming with as a research of those, that particular statement can be mapped with multiple SDGs. Fine. But you have to see that which one mapping is from which one SDG it is mapping highly. So you can prioritize it, and you can present it whenever you are, whenever it is required, whenever you are giving for any research proposal or any hackathon related presentation, you can prioritize it according to the level of SDGs. Then you can have AI driven public transportation system. We can have a real time related crime monitoring and reporting system, IoT based AR quality monitoring system, smart waste management system, advanced flood prediction and mitigation system. So many times it happens that the students, UG students or PG students come to you, and they don't have any idea what type of research work you should go for. Then at that time you can guide your students or your yes, or whoever is the research scholar and associated with you. You can tell them all these problem statement and let them explore as per their interest which one is they are feeling about, they are comfortable, and they can move forward with those research titles. So these are the generic titles which are applicable to management related students, science related students, and engineering related students. So I have not segregated those things. Mean anyone from the science field or the management field or the engineering field, they can opt for these titles whenever they are starting their research work. Moving ahead to the SDG 12, SDG 12 talk about the consumption and production. Fine. So here main thing is that how we can have efficient and you can say that the sustainable management of these natural resources. Fine. Because day by day our natural resources are degrading. Fine. And you can see with the water itself also. Fine. Nowadays the drinking water, affordable water is is a very big challenge for the government also. In the cities we don't get the water for 24/7. Fine. So there are some challenges associated with the natural resources also. So how we can reduce the waste generation, how we can recycle, reduce, and you can say that you can have a reduction in the waste. So all these techniques or project we should undergo so that we can achieve this SDG 12. Similarly, we have to see that how we can have information and awareness about the sustainable development, because many times some startup starts but they don't survive. Some product we start, we convert our project into product, but they don't survive because of some time of some type of unawareness among the society is there. So once you are coming with any product, you have to brand it, you have to market, you have to create a market value for that one. You have to show that how that particular product is important from the society point of view. So if you will keep all these things in the mind whenever you are converting your project into product, and you are coming up with any startup, and you want that that product should sustain for a long time, then you have to undergo for this information and awareness section. So here you can see that various research titles which are associated with this consumption and production are, we can have blockchain for tracking and promoting product life cycle. Fine. One of I will show you, if time will allow me, I will show you one project which is done by my UG students group, where they have come up with a one project where they have used the blockchain technology, and they have seen that how we can effectively manage our electronic waste. Fine. So whenever any electronic devices is created, there are three entities associated with it. One is the producer, second is the retailer, and third is the consumer. So they have created a blockchain among all these three entities, and they have seen that how blockchain can be used in tracking of all these product life cycle. So once a product will be designed, then it will have some hash keys or contract, smart contract signed with it, and whenever it will goes from retailer to consumer, how that will be preserved and how that information is useful whenever you are going for e-waste management. So such type of project also you can undertake, fine, in order to work towards this SDG 12. Similarly, we can have AI powered waste reduction and recycling system, fine, so that we can have reduction, recycling, and reusing of those products. We can have biodegradable packaging solutions, fine, so that we can take a one step towards the environment. We can also have mobile apps for reducing the food waste, because in India and in each and every day we do some celebration and we see that most of the food get wasted. So can we have such type of agencies, some such type of entities or business who are using those food waste? So such type of platform will be very applicable in order to solving this particular SDGs well. Fine. So smart household waste management solutions can we have in our housing societies. Fine. So such type of project is required in order to achieve this thing. Now moving ahead toward the SDG 13, we have climate, that is related to the climate actions. So here we have to take urgent action to combat the climate and climate changes and its impact. So we have to see here is that we have to strengthen our resilience towards all these natural hazards. Fine. So we have to see that how quickly we can recover from all these natural calamities. Can we develop such type of system which will prior to those natural calamities will give us the warning, and so that we can have very less impact. Similarly, can we have integrated climate measures or we can have some policies or some planning related to this one, so that we can have a very well-established infrastructure related to this one. Similarly, some education and awareness related session is also required among all the segments of the society, so that they can have some information or what action they have to take in case of those disasters and natural calamities. So early warning related system will come under in this SDG 13. So you can see that here IoT based climate monitoring system will come under this category. Blockchain for carbon emission tracking and trading will also come under this one. And you can see that early warning system, as I mentioned, for the flood, for any another cyclone or any another disaster, whatever we are seeing nowadays. So can we have such type of warning system, so that we can have a minimum loss of human beings as well as the minimum loss of property. Similarly, online platform where we can create awareness among the all the segments of the society that we can come up with under this SDG. Now moving ahead towards the next one, that is the SDG 14, that is life below the water. Fine. As we know that the marine life is very important for us. Most of us, our livelihood depends upon that marine life itself. So whether we can reduce the marine population of all the kinds, whatever is happening, whether we can have a strong ecosystem at the coastal areas, whether we can reduce the acidification in the oceans or not, and whether we can have some type, whether we can take some steps for overfishing or illegal way of fishing, whatever is happening in most of the coastal areas, or some unreported fishings which are carried out in that one. So such types of project where we can highlight such type of rare activities or such type of illegal activities which is happening near the oceans or near the water bodies. So if you are coming up with such type of projects, then definitely this will be work toward the SDG 40. So here you can see that some of the research title which belongs to SDG 14 are IoT based marine population monitoring system. Fine, just like as a river pollution system we have done. Similarly, you can go for any other IoT based oceans related population system or beach related population system. Then we can have AI for the monitoring and protecting of coral reefs under the oceans, autonomous drones for the marine life rescues, and we can have green technology for sustainable infrastructure at your you can say that the coastal areas. We can have smart sensor for monitoring of this biodiversity at a water level, and we can have autonomous underwater vehicles for the ocean cleanup. So such type of project we can undergo under this SDG 14. Then we are moving towards the life on the land, that is the SDG 15. So here we are covering the various terrestrial regions like forest. We should see that how we can reduce the desertification, or how we can combat with that desertification, and we can restore the degraded land. Fine. So here we have to take some action related to all these things. We have to see that how we can ensure the conservation of our generic diversity, which is nothing but our mountains, water bodies, and all these things. Fine. So how we can preserve, we can conserve, how we can deal with all these things uh, in order to preserve all these things. And alien species, invasive alien species is nothing but how we can reduce the trafficking and illegal huntings of the wildlife animals. Fine. So if you are coming up with such type of projects, then definitely you are working for the key aspect number 5. So here, what type of projects we can undergo for this SDG 15 is that AI powered wildlife monitoring system. Fine. So in the forest area, wherever we have a forest area, we can have such type of system so that we can monitor their health, as well as we can see, we can count them, we can have a registry for each and every wildlife who is habitat over there. So IoT based forest fire detection and prevention system also we can have, so that we can reduce the forest fire in those areas. We can also have a satellite mapping of our biodiversity hotspots, which are very nowadays very popular in research work. We can also have drone related reforestation techniques, automated reforestation we can go for. Also, we can have some innovative technology for the habitat restoration at that particular area. So most of the students you have seen that are doing the work on the IoT sensors for monitoring the soil quality. So in the agriculture also, this particular project is very beneficial, as well as from this SDG point of view, 15 number, life on the land. This is most of the people are doing work on that one from the agriculture point of view. Now, SDG 16 is related to your peace, justice, and strong institutions. Fine, as India is a democratic country, so we all believe that each and everyone will get the justice because we have a set of rules and regulations and laws are established in the institutions. So here the main focus is on promote the peacefulness and inclusive society for sustainable development. So we have to ensure that each and every citizens of India should have access to these laws and justice, and also try to see that how we can reduce the violation and corruption which happens in many institutes. Also try to see that how we can promote the rules of law at the national and international level, how we can represent our voice in the decision making whenever in house it is there, or in between the multiple nations it is there. So how we can promote our responsiveness, inclusiveness, and representation in the decision making, that also comes under here. And how we can develop effective and you can say that accountable and transparent institutes for the all the levels where the each and everyone can have access to the laws and justice. So the project related to this one can be in the law student, if there anyone is from the law category from in this FDP, they can go for this type of project related to AI. Also, they can go for, they can map their conflict zones with the peacekeeping zones. They can have a blockchain for the transferring government, they can have mobile app for their human right monitoring, or they can have such type of AI related or IoT related devices on the signals or corners, where if you feel that some of the areas are very prominent for the conflict zones, we can monitor those rare events and all these things. So such type of product also you can product or research work you can come up with under this SDG 16. Now moving ahead to the last SDG, that is the SDG 7. So it emphasizes on the importance and strengthening of the global partnership. So why we are looking for global partnership? So that if we are lagging behind in accomplishment of all these 16 SDGs, so we can, with the help of international cooperation and collaborations, we can achieve all these 16 SDGs. So here we are promoting or strengthening our global partnership. Fine, so that the trade and investment will be improved, as well as some mean of transfer will be enhanced, so that we can have exchange of our ideas, we can have exchange of our technology, we can have exchange of our financial resources, and we can have a very good infrastructure among the international platform. So with this, I hope I am on time and I have covered all this one. Let's see the project associated with these SDG 17, and then we will finish with this session. So if you are working for these foreign collaborations and partnership, then what you can go for, what type of project you can undergo for is that you can have some exchange platform for the urban innovations, where you can use the technology from the other countries. Like we are working on a bullet train from the Japan. We have done the collaboration and we are working for that. Cross-border healthcare collaboration also we can do. India has done very good in the COVID time, so they have come up with their vaccination. Similarly, other countries have also done healthcare related improvements. So we can have such type of collaboration. So in future, whenever there will be any such type of situations, we will be in better situation. So similarly, digital level learning platform also for the global education we are promoting, so that the student will not go abroad and they will able to study here in India by having some international collaborations at the institute level itself. Cooperative platform for the agriculture innovation. Also, we are promoting the agriculture in the India by using the technology and advancement from the foreign universities. So you can also come up with such type of platform where you can have a tie-up between Indian farmers and abroad farmers, and we can have some collaborations in terms of some innovations and research. So similarly, you can have some renewable energy partnership initiatives and some other. You can say that the 17 numbers belongs to all the 16 numbers. So whatever you feel that SDG 1 to 16, wherever you feel that there is some international or collab you can go for, then definitely you can map your project with the SDG number 17. So some of the initiative you might have heard about, that BRICS conference or SARS conference, which our PM is attending every year. So these are the one of the initiative which government is carrying forward year by year. So such types of project we can undergo related to SDGs, because by 2030 we all have to see that how we can achieve all these SDGs, and we can have a better planet for our future. So if you want to see more about these SDGs, you can attend some online videos also. As I have shown you, river pollution detection demo. Similarly, one drug field recognition system is also available, which is created by my students. You can have a look over their one, so how they have created a drug field recognition system for the visually impaired people, or you can say that for the elderly people. So they have created a drug field recognition system, which will automate the process of taking the drugs. And if you want to know more about all these things, what are the government initiative about all these SDGs, you can go for that niti.gov.in, and for other tools, simulations tools are also available on, and so you can go for those one. What are the simulation tools related to SDGs? So you can refer on those materials. So with this, I thanks to each and everyone for patience listening. So if you have any questions, I am open for discussion.
Shubhandoreka madam, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Your session is over, no, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Now you can take the
Okay.
quiz, sir. I have sent you the questions already. So you can
Yes,
share
definitely.
that quiz.
Definitely. Participants are requested to any questions from your end.
Hello, ma'am. Are you?
Yes, Shubhandoreka, you are
Can
audible.
you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have any question for ma'am?
Hmm.
In the meantime, I'm requesting Miss Kakuli Dash. She is assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering to share the certificate for Meenakshi ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, please accept the memento.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for appreciation.
Ma'am, take it digitally and I will send it through mail within 7 working days, ma'am.
No, no
And
issue,
your
sir.
presentation is very, very nice, and definitely we gather a knowledge from your PPT. And ma'am, some participants are asked to share your PPT. Is it possible, ma'am?
No, sir, because it is a copyright of our institute. As I have mentioned our institute logo also. So it is
Okay,
prepared.
ma'am. If
Sorry,
there's
I
any
can't share.
problem, no issue, ma'am. Ma'am, if any queries arise
Yes, you can
later,
contact me
then
anytime. You can
I share
contact.
your contact details and
Correct,
your mail
correct.
ID.
Yes.
Mail ID.
Yeah, you can share my email ID, sir. So if anyone
Definitely,
want
definitely.
to contact me
Definitely.
related to SDG or they want to conduct certain session. So this was the overall session. I have not gone in detail of one SDG, fine, because there are 17 SDG. So in this 1 hour, I have to try to see that each and everyone is aware of all these 17 SDG. And according to that, if one of the SDG they will pick, then we can further expand that one. Because each and every SDG 17 means 17 hours of training is required if you are going for detail of those SDGs. So this was just about a overview of SDGs so that each and everyone will aware of all these things, because most of the nations UN state members are aware of these things. And in the institute itself, at my institute level, we have this subject itself as a audit course in sustainable development goals, and we also see that how the students are mapping out their project with SDGs. So if you are not following this practice, then you can also follow this practice. That's whenever the student will making a black book or report of their research work, then ask them to map their project work or research work with their SDGs. So they will also get a awareness about how sustainable development goals are very important from the nation point of view and from the individual point of view.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So can we end the session, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I will leave now.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so
Okay, ma'am.
much. Thank you.
Okay. And everybody is requested to. There is this attendance link given in the chat box. The attendance link is given in the chat box. The afternoon session will commence from 2 p.m. The feedback link is given in the chat box.
Participants are requested to join our second session from 2 p.m. and our all attendance link, assignment link, and feedback link is already shared in our live session and as well as WhatsApp group. Thank you, Shubhandoreka madam, and we will see you from 2 p.m. Good afternoon, ma'am. Shubhanureka madam, our honorable speaker already joined.
Yes,
Miss
yes.
Miss
So
Alka
shall we
ma'am
begin?
already. Yes, we start our sessions.
Okay. Okay.
Our session at from 2 p.m.
Yes,
Now,
I think that would be better. Let the participants join.
Shubhanureka madam, we start the session from 2 p.m. Just
Yes,
wait for our raised
3 minutes.
participant.
Yes.
And now we welcome our honorable speaker, Ms. Alka Agnihotri, madam. Ma'am, thank you for join our sessions and give your valuable time share with us. Ma'am, are you audible, ma'am? Actually, you're yes, ma'am. Now you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. We start our sessions from 2 p.m. At first, Shubhanureka madam, briefly introduce yourself. Then we start our session, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Alka Agnihotri, and presently I am working as Associate Professor and also Exam Coordinator in Galgotia's University School of Business in Greater Noida. And
Ma'am, very good afternoon. Shubhanureka madam, at first introduce ma'am.
Yes. We
Yes.
can begin now then.
Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the afternoon session of the 5-day FDP program. I hope you are having a very good day. We are pleased to have Dr. Alka Agnihotri for the session. She is an associate professor, HR and OB, and exam coordinator in School of Business, Galgotias University, Greater Noida. She has got many patents published and granted, and has also written books on HRM, leadership, and technology related topics. She is also working as reviewer and editor for many international journals, including Scopus Index journals. She is awardee of INSC Young Researcher Award 2021, awarded by Institute of Scholars, and has also got research awards in 2020, 2024, and has also won the Best Paper Award. Ma'am, we are honored to have you. The session is over to you.
okay, ma'am, thank you. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible to you?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, as you all know that we are holding this FDP on emerging trends, emerging fields and innovations in emerging fields. So I have chosen the topic innovation in emerging fields of HR analytics because this is my area of specialization. So we will see, I will try to put across that how in HR analytics, there are several scenarios and several opportunities where innovation can be initiated. So before I begin, let me just tell you and give a summary that what HR analytics is all about. So HR analytics is actually a process, and it is a process of collecting and analyzing human resource data in order to improve an organization's workforce performance. So analytics is all about data, and we are having a prefix HR. So this is all data related to the human resource field. And that is why it is also known as people analytics, workforce analytics, and even talent analytics. So these are different synonyms for this. And this method of data analysis takes data that is routinely collected by HR. And actually, the data is already there in organizations, and it was always there. But the thing is that we were not using it in our decision making. So this HR analytics field is actually is all about how we collect the data, clean the data, and use it, make it applicable in our decision making. So the data is collected, and then all the data is analyzed, and the experts try to reach to the decision whether it correlates with what objectives of the organization, so that they can make better informed decisions. So if a software engineering firm has high employee turnover, the company is not operating at a fully productive level. And we can all means predict that why it is not working well there. Because HR analytics has 4 types, which I will be just disclosing in the coming slides. So HR analytics actually provides the data-backed insights on what is working well and what is not. And this insight will come by the analysis of the data which is there. And as an example, knowing the cause of the firm's high turnover can provide valuable insights into how it might be reduced. So we can analyze the data to find out the root cause of the problems which are there in the organizations, and how we can be very creative or innovative when we are collecting the data and processes and methods and in applying them. Okay. So there are so many opportunities where innovations can be used in all these aspects of HR analytics. So HR analytics actually has 4 types. One is this whole data you can study from 4 points of view. For example, you can through the data, you can find out what happened actually in the organization. So that is known as descriptive analytics. When you use the data and try to describe that how things have, what has happened actually, why the things have reached to this stage, what has happened. This is just describing the scenarios. Okay, then there is diagnostic analytics, which is about why did it happen. So when you are describing, this is the initial stage of studying the data. Okay. And the next stage is diagnostic. We will see all these types in detail in coming slide. And the third is prescriptive analytics, that how we can, just a minute. So the third is that prescriptive analysis, how can we make it happen? And the other is what will happen after this. So these are the 4 stages, and from first stage to the last stage, we can actually move on, and it becomes more complex. The data becomes more complex as we move on from this descriptive to the prescriptive. So when we study the data, we find the different patterns. There so many patterns emerge. If the data is related to hiring, and we have huge data, big data, we are talking about, we are in a time of digital world. We are in time of big data. Okay, so from the big data, if we study it, we can find several patterns related to HR functions, whether it is talent acquisition, whether it is training and development, performance appraisal, or succession planning, whatever function of HR is there. If there is big data and we study it, then certain patterns can emerge. Okay. And we can apply the tools of statistics and find out that how this pattern is talking, what the pattern is trying to tell us. So you can see here that if turnover is a problem, when employees quit, there is often no real understanding of why it happened. So how can employee attrition help in reducing turnover rates? So first is that the data is there that how people are leaving the organization. All that data can be collected, the exit interviews which the people give, the data from there can be analyzed, and one can identify the root cause of turnover. And then whatever suggestions in exit interviews come, they can be compiled, and it can help in improving the retention rates. It can help in enhancing the employee experience, and then it can help in making informed decisions. So you see, the data on attrition can be positively analyzed and creatively used to make informed decisions and improve the employee experience, and save the decrease the turnover rates. So HR analytics is all about collecting and analyzing the past data, if it to different function, maybe it is turnover rates, and identify the tones and trends and patterns. Okay, and collect the data on employee behavior such as productivity and engagement, and to better understand that how the what is the status of current employees in terms of productivity and engagement, and how it can be improved. So they can view, one can apply correlation, regression, and various techniques to know that how different variables of HR are interacting and how they can be improved. For example, this analytics and innovation in HR analytics can be used in recruitment area, talent acquisition. So if we apply the recruitment funnel, which starts from awareness, so and then consideration, interest, application, and then it narrows down to selecting and hiring. So first, the awareness about the job is created in the environment. So that you can apply different innovative methods and creative method to create an awareness about the opportunity which is there in the organization. Here you can innovate that what new methods you are going to apply for creating the awareness within the organization and outside the organization regarding the jobs or the vacancies, or to fill them. And then consideration, when there is application coming, then you can consider which are more eligible, which are more appropriate for the organization, and then see their interest, and then you can seriously keep some applications, select, and then finally do the hiring. So this is in the recruitment funnel also. There is a lot of scope of putting in innovation and creativity. It depends on them from manager to manager that how they are going to implement innovation in these fields. So it can enable fast automated collection of candidate data from multiple sources, gain deep insights into candidates by considering extensive variables like development opportunities and cultural fit. So culture can be studied, the data from different cultures can be studied, and one can try to find out that how the person is fit for the current job or scenarios. And this can be done only with the help of HR analytics data. Then identify candidates with attributes that are comparable to the top performing employees in the organization. So when you are having the data about the attributes of the employees, with the help of analytics, you can compare these attributes with the top performing employees. Top performing employees attribute can become a benchmark. And using the different softwares, we can compare the attributes of the aspiring prospective employees with these benchmarks and try to get the best candidate for our organization. It can also avoid habitual bias and ensure equal opportunity for all candidates with a data-driven approach to recruiting, and the viewpoint and opinion of one person can no longer impact the consideration of the applications. So this can also provide metrics on how long it can take to hire for a specific role within the organizations. So historical data pertaining to periods of overhiring, underhiring, this enables organization to develop better long-term hiring plans. So these are different scenarios in which data can help to make better decisions and to make the organization perform better and select the right person for the right place at the right time. Now, how do HR analytics work? So HR analytics works through several components that feed into each other. To gain problem solving insights, HR analytic promises data must first be collected. So the first step in HR analytics is collection of the data, and data then needs to be monitored and measured against other data such as historical information, norms and averages. And this helps to identify trends and patterns. And it is at this point that the results can be analyzed at the analytical stage. The final step is to apply insight to the organizational decisions. So this is the same thing, that we first collect the data, and the collected data can be of these kinds. It can relate to employee profiles, performance, data on high performers, data on low performers, salary and promotion history, demographic data, onboarding, training, engagement, retention, turnover, absenteeism. So these are some kind of data which HR analytics uses to actually make informed decisions. So once the data is collected, the next stage is measurement. So at the measurement stage, the data begins to begins a process of continuous measurement and comparison. And this is known as HR matrix. So once we collect the data, clean the data, then the next stage is HR matrix, in which different sets of data are actually compared with historical data or the benchmarks, and then several patterns and scenarios appear which can help the managers to make more informed decisions. So HRLTs compares collected data against historical norms, against organizational standards, which are the benchmarks. Against these, they are compared. And this process cannot rely on single snapshot of data, but instead requires continuous feed of data over time. So it is a very dynamic process. The data keeps on updating itself, and the comparison keeps happening on a dynamic basis. And also data needs a comparison baseline. For example, how does an organization know what is acceptable absentee range? It is if it is not defined. So baselines have to be defined, that how much percentage of error or of liberty is there in a certain function or certain component which we are studying. In HR analytics, the key metrics that are mentioned are mainly organizational performance, and data is collected and compared to better understand turnover, absenteeism, and recruitment outcomes. Then in HR analytics, we also study the operations part, and data is monitored to determine the effectiveness and efficiency of HR day-to-day procedures and initiatives. So how well the data is helping in day-to-day procedures and initiatives, that is also studied in the HR analytics. And process optimization is very important part of HR analytics. This area combines data from both organizational performance and operation metrics in order to identify where improvements in the process can be made. So examples of HR metrics are that time to hire, the number of days that it takes to post jobs and finalize the hiring of candidates. And this matrix is monitored over time and is compared to the desired organizational rate. So there are some baselines or metrics which are defined, and that can be that are used in HR analytics. Then recruitment cost to hire. The total cost involved with recruiting and hiring candidates. The other is turnover, the rate at which employees quit their jobs after a given year of employment within the organization. Absenteeism, which is defined as the number of days and frequency that employees are away from their jobs. Engagement rating, that means measurement of employees' productivity and employee satisfaction to gauge the level of engagement employees have in their jobs. So there are several metrics which are defined in HR analytics and which are used when we are comparing the data to find the different patterns in different functions of HR. Then based on these baselines or the metrics which are there, analysis is done. So analytical stage reviews the results from metric reporting to identify trends and patterns that may have an organizational impact. So there are different analytical methods used depending on outcome desired. These include descriptive analytics, prescriptive analytics, and predictive analytics. So descriptive analytics is focused solely on understanding historical data and what can be improved. So in the descriptive analytics, so it is about describing the data. Okay, and what has happened. It is giving the chronology of things. Historically, the data is presented. One can understand how things have happened, what has happened in the past regarding that function or component which is under study. Then the next level is predictive analytics. So under predictive analytics, it uses statistical models to analyze historical data in order to forecast future risks or opportunities. And prescriptive analytics takes predictive analytics a step further and predicts consequences of forecasted outcomes. We will look at all this in little more detail in coming slides. So here are some example of metrics at the analytics stage. Time to hire. The time to the amount, it is the amount of time between job posting and the actual hire is a metric that enables HR to gain insight into the efficiency of the hiring process. It promotes investigation into what is working and what is not working. Does it take too long to find the right candidate? What factor could be impacting the results? So this is analytics. Means these many questions are put at the analytics stage. Okay. So similarly for turnover metric that indicates the rate at which employees leave the organization after hire can be analyzed to determine what specific departments within the organization are struggling with retention and the possible factors involved, such as work environment dissatisfaction or lack of training support. How is lack of training support? How is the dissatisfaction environment contributing to turnover? So at the analytics stage, all this are studied with regard to retention and turnover. Similarly, absenteeism, which is a matrix including how often and how long employees are away from their jobs as compared to the organization established norm, could be an indicator of employees' engagement. So if absenteeism is more, it means the employee is not feeling engaged. As absenteeism can be costly to the productivity of the organization, this metric enables HR to investigate the possible reason of high absence rates. Why people are absenting themselves? Why employees are not feeling engaged? And what then? The HR can take some measures to increase the employee engagement so that absenteeism can be decreased. And after the analysis stage is application. Once metrics are analyzed, the findings are used as actionable insights for organizational decision making. So once you have asked why this is happening, why it is going low, now there are several information from the data which can be converted into actionable insight. And this is very important that from data collection, we come to data analysis. And after data analysis, we have certain patterns which can be converted into actionable insights, which can help in better decision making. And this is the crux of analytics and especially HR analytics. So example of how to apply HR analytics inside. For example, time to hire. If the findings on time to hire, findings determine that the time to hire is taking too long and the job application itself is discovered to be the barrier, organization can make an informed decision about how to improve the effectiveness and accessibility of the job application procedure. Okay, so if you make the whole time to hire process very long process, it becomes boring and the prospective employee may apply to somewhere else. Okay, because they are not sure that when it is going to actually be implemented. So the data from here can help the HR and make them take a decision of shortening the time, this whole process, not taking very long time. Similarly, with regard to turnover, understanding why employees leave the organization means that the decisions can be made to prevent or reduce turnover from happening in the first place. So if the data can tell us why people are leaving, are they dissatisfied with the salary pattern or promotions, or the environment is very discomforting to them, what is the reason? If this is known, then informed decision can be made regarding all these aspects and turnover can be minimized or can be prevented. So if lack of training support has been identified as a contributing factor, then initiative to improve ongoing training can be put together. So this is the application of HR data. As I told you in previous slides, that HR, there are 4 types of HR analytics: descriptive, diagnostic, prescriptive, and predictive. And as we move from diagnostic to this prescriptive, the complexity of data increases and also the value of the information increases. From hindsight, it becomes a foresight as we move higher in the hierarchy. So descriptive analytics can use a combination of numerical data and also qualitative data. It involves performing mathematical calculations such as central tendency, frequency, variation, mean median mode, ranges, deviation, etc. And this way, when we put the data start talking to us. And here in descriptive analytics, a researcher or a scholar can use his innovative way and creative way in describing the data. Okay, so there are so many ways in which we are describing the data. You can use Power BI and make the dashboards. Okay, so in making your dashboards and analytic dashboard, creativity and innovation can be put in. Okay, and there are so many ways in which you can bring in innovation in presenting the data. So descriptive analytics, in descriptive analytics, we use the statistical method and also we use qualitative methods to describe the data. Okay, so it can help in assessing behavior of the employees, comparing characteristics across time, spotting the anomalies which are there, and identify strengths and weaknesses. Then diagnostic analytics techniques. Diagnostic analytics is the second type of analytics, HR analytics. And in this, we use several techniques like drill down and analysis, in which the process is broken down into the problem, and the problem is broken down into basic elements, and we try this is all done so that it helps us to isolate the cause of particular root cause of particular problem. Then the other diagnostic analytics technique is data discovery. This involves mining different data sets and to find out the patterns and anomalies. And this process often involves the use of data visualization tools, which can highlight trends, outliers, and that may not be immediately apparent in raw data. So once you display the whole data, go deep into it, and by using the visualization tool, when you display the whole data, then you are able to analyze the trends, patterns, and the outliers. And this can help, it can be an eye opener to several aspects of how different aspects of different functions of HR are working. The other diagnostic method is data mining. So data mining technique involves analyzing large volumes of data to discover patterns and correlations, and that may be immediately apparent. And this includes clusters and classification techniques to group similar data and discover relationship. So the different data lakes are there, and to data ingestion methods, data is studied, and several patterns and relationships come up after the data mining process is applied. Correlation analysis is also done for diagnosing the data in the different two variables, the relationship between them. Correlation is studied, whether the two variables have positive correlation, negative correlation, weak or strong correlation, or there is no correlation among the variables. The other is regression analysis. The data, on the data, we can apply the regression analysis and exactly try to find out the relationship between dependent and independent variable. And once we have the data related to one variable, the other variable can be predicted. So root cause analysis, time series analysis, all these are techniques in the diagnostic analytics. Then predictive analytics. So predictive analytics supports better HR decisions. It translates the historical data gathered from areas such as job skill, employee engagement, productivity into forecasts about what is expected in the future. So historical data, what things have happened in the past, and using them and using time series method, one can predict that what is going to happen in coming times. So forecasting is possible in predictive analytics. And the predictive analytic process involves categorizing past and present data to isolate patterns, correlation, and irregularities, followed by estimating a model to predict what will occur in future. And then the model's accuracy is evaluated by applying it into new data. So say in the model, we feed the new data and then try to find out how accurate the model is. Okay, so this is predictive analytics. Then prescriptive analytics is final and most complex stage of the analytics journey, and that transfers predictive analytics into ideas for what to do next so that the problems do not happen and the issues are resolved. So general prescriptive analytics definition would be to the targeted recommendation of decision options and actions based on the findings of predictive analytics. It offers options that were and how to act to achieve success. So in prescriptive analytics, there are uses of tools and techniques like machine learning, algorithms, artificial intelligence, pattern recognition, and how prescriptive analytics works. You can think of prescriptive analytics like Netflix of business for business. It works in the same way that Netflix suggests films based on viewing behaviors. Okay, so prescriptive analytics goes beyond predictive analytics with a more preemptive approach to look into the future. So to you know that whatever we are thinking, many a times our mobiles and our desktops start giving same type of advertisements. Okay, it is, or whatever we search, based on that, our search, our these gadgets are able to give us options or predict or the advertisements, or we start getting notification. So all this happens because of machine learning and artificial intelligence, pattern recognitions. So prescriptive analytics uses all these tools and is able to predict that what the person is going to behave in what way, what he is liking, and based on that, they start giving us options. So same is in the HR. The highest most HR analytics can be prescriptive. That is based on the behavior of the employees. The gadgets will be able to predict, or that through the data HR managers will be able to predict that what the people are, how the people or the employees are going to behave in future. Okay, and this, using this, they can make a informed decision. Okay, sir, how much time I have more?
Yes, ma'am. You have got up to 3:15 to 3:30. No issue. You get 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. So HR innovation is the implementation of new ideas, methods, and technologies for better meeting the ever-evolving requirements of the organization and its workforce. It's about anticipating future needs and circumstances rather than simply finding the response to a changing present situation. So I stop here for a while to ask you. I have at present given you so many aspects of HR analytics. Okay. We talked about prescriptive analysis. We talked about diagnostic analytics. We talked about descriptive analytics, prescriptive analytics, predictive analytics. Having learned about these different types of analytics, can anyone tell me that how we can bring in innovation in these different areas? Any area you pick up and tell me one example, how we can innovate in that. Can anybody tell me? Okay. So like descriptive analytics is telling about what happened. Okay, what happened the day, why, what happened. So it is simple describing. When we come to diagnostic, it tells us that why it happened. And we are using so many methods for diagnostic, for trying to know that why it happened. We are using drill down analysis to find out the root cause. We are doing data discovery to find and to apply visualization tools, and for highlighting trends and outliers. We are doing data mining to find out the relationship between different data, if there are some variables which are related. We are using correlation, regression, root cause analysis, time series analysis. So in all these aspects, we can apply our creativity in displaying the different findings. Okay, in predictive analytics, which is talking about studying the historical data about the job skill or employee engagement, and studying that, we want to tell that how we can arrive at some models with which we can find out that what will happen in the future. By fitting in new data with these models, we will be able to know that how things will happen in future. So when a scholar or a researcher is trying to make the models, his innovation and creativity has the opportunity here. They can make different types of models. They can use different variables. They can use different principles. They can understand the data in different patterns according to their insight, according to their creativity. Okay, so here in this predictive analytics also, there are so many ways in which creativity can be applied. Building a model is a very creative endeavor. Okay, and different scholars can come up with different models. When you change the variables, the model will be different. For example, one scholar builds a model in relation to time and training, that with the passing of time, with more training endeavors, with more training efforts, how the with passing of time performance is varying, or how the maturity, the other scholar can use the variable like with training, how the maturity of the employees is changing or becoming better. So you see, when you are building the model, it is an opportunity where your innovation, where your creativity can be very well used. Where more you are creative, better models you will be able to make. So here I just want to know, can anybody give me any model, or just tell me one or two variables and relation but in that variable in terms of HR analytics? What models we can make? Just tell me some variables HR related to HR, based on which we can make models for predictive analytics. Can anybody give me? I think there are some chats. Let me see. Okay. So I just told you that there are so many variables, and you can pick up any variable related to HR, be it be retention and training. One variable is retention, the other variable is training endeavor, learning and development, opportunity to grow in the organization. Can training and development have an impact on the employee retention? The model can be built on that also. Or models can be other variables one can take, like work-life balance and employee satisfaction. So data can be collected on both these variables, and then historical data can be collected and a model can be devised, whether on this basis. Okay, so in HR analytics, there are so many opportunities. There are so many ways in which one can build the models, and one can study the variables. And under prescriptive analytics, which is the final and most complex stage, the data predicts the data is able to predict what can happen next. So general prescriptive analytics target recommendation for decision options and actions based on the findings of predictive analytics. It offers option of where and how to act to achieve success. So prescriptive is what can be done next, okay, which can stop any problem from coming up. So it is proactive method which can be installed in the organizations, which can help or prevent the problems from happening. Okay. Like we were taking the example of employee retention or attrition. So under descriptive analytics, we just describe that this is how the uh, attrition is happening. These many people are resigning in this month, these people resign in that month. So all the storytelling happens in the descriptive stage. There also, when people are describing, when a scholar or researcher is describing, the way they describe, it is telling the story as it is. So as uh, you can see that when we are telling some story, our innovation, we all will tell a story in a different way. If I have to describe a scenario, I will describe that scenario different from what anybody else describes, the way anybody else describes. So this describing is also, in describing a scenario, our innovation and our creativity can also come into picture. Okay, how one is describing. So if everybody's version of describing the same thing will be different. Their way of using the vocabs, their way of using the jargons, phrases, all will be different. So their innovation creativity at the describing stage is also can also be used. Then coming to the next second stage, which was diagnostic, where we are trying to know why something is happening. Exploration of why can also be done in different ways by the researcher or the scholar. Why something has happened. And which variable a scholar is going to use, a researcher is going to use, or HR professional is going to use, that will also vary. So diagnostic stage, the innovation and creativity of an HR or the researcher is in selection of the variables, in selection of the relationship which the scholar wants to know. Okay. And then the predictive is at the predictive stage when the model is being built, there also innovation and creativity can be applied. And finally, at the prescriptive stage also, it can happen. So this was about HR analytics. Uh, I will also, because I have time, I will also talk about this recruitment process where AI and innovation can be used. There is a new concept of from we all know that the concept of recruitment. From recruitment, we came to another phrase which became famous as talent acquisition. Okay, so from talent acquisition, the new concept which is now coming up is talent access. Okay, so because of this data driven and technology driven working, now the talent access concept has come. There are people, there is talent which is there in the somewhere in the environment, and it is the responsibility of the HR to hunt for that talent. That talent may be sitting at his home, is not bothered to join any job. So it is actually reverse. That hunt for the talent is the headache of HR. The more HR is able to hunt for such talent and provide them access to their organization through flexible means of working, better will be the working and performance scenario in those organizations. So such talent are given flexi hours, flexi way of working, their own schedule of working, so that talent access is there, so that a company is not deprived of a intelligent and talent and deprived of an intelligent employee or a talent. This is a new concept. So so talent access strategy, that is why focuses on flexibility. And this has actually brought into rethinking the staffing scenarios, staffing strategy. So number one is strategy which is employed in terms of talent access, that is developing a holistic approach. So previously, if recruiting means filling specific job vacancies, talent acquisition should be defined as a more strategic long-term strategy for attracting, hiring, and retaining best employees. And talent access actually takes this one step more by identifying way to welcome and access skilled talent beyond the traditional method of posting job ads, soliciting referrals, and hiring full-time employees. So taking a talent access approach provides the flexibility to keep pace with the changing market and beat out the competition for high demand skills. So in the area where there is so much of competition, and the competition to take the competitive advantage and to catch the high demand skills from the market, talent access approach is now getting is becoming very popular. I'm telling this because to make you know that how innovation and creativity is actually changing the HR functions. From recruitment, we came to hiring, to talent acquisition, and now the concept of talent access is there, in which there is talking of very flexible way of working, which suits the talent and high demand skills or which the company needs, it can employ that person. The other strategy to have talent access is incorporating freelance workers into the business model. So traditional talent acquisition approach to hiring was too slow and expensive because it focused on primarily on filling roles with full-time employees. But a talent access approach recognizes that freelancers can play a critical role in meeting business models. And this is especially true when competition for talent is fierce and projects require rapid turnaround. Okay, so in these scenarios, for high skilled jobs, freelancers are now playing a very critical role in meeting business needs. And many highly skilled workers are now seeking freelance opportunities with multiple business partners rather than full-time employee with a single company. So because this is the new scenario, and that is why we are talking of talent access. And talent access is you can say, a creative and innovative way of finding the skilled persons and engaging with them. And there's these strategies which are now in place in several big companies so that they can attract the talent. So workers who operate on a project by project basis are leveraging the gig economy. So gig economy have become very important now, and to find new clients and to align their workload according to their personal preferences. So companies are increasingly able to work with highly skilled freelancers to scale their workforce in an efficient and cost effective manner without the burden that accompany longer term employment relationships. So companies are also able to manage fluctuation of the demand for their services by hiring skilled freelancers on a project basis. So this is the new scenario. And this scenario actually calls for talent access. And this is incorporating freelance workers is one of the strategies of talent access. The other strategy for talent access is building flexibility into your company culture. So flexibility is the key to a talent access approach, because flexible work arrangements can take many forms, and most common is remote work. And remote work may not be practical for every job, but employers offering flexible work arrangements can likely attract a broader and more diverse workforce for a larger geographic area. So you can have a talent access globally by following these strategies. So from the start, it's a good idea to review your company's role and decide which jobs can be performed remotely. And you should decide how you will pay remote workers and consider developing written remote work policy. So by doing this, again, by having compressed work weeks, flex hours, job sharing programs, and other benefits, companies are now able to have a talent access globally. Okay. Fourth strategy for talent access is expanding the talent pool by accessing untapped talent. And this is most important strategy, because this untapped talent groups, for example, from SHRM include veterans and military spouses, caregivers, older workers, disabled workers, and job seekers. Qualified job candidates in these groups might be overlooked if you stick to traditional recruitment methods. And you'll need to do more than just reach out to the untapped talent. To recruit and retain the best workers, your policy must be fundamentally fair, and your workplace should be inclusive and engaging as feasible as possible. And additionally, you explore your options to expand your diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI programs. So DEI is very important in terms for talent access. Okay, and let us talk about the next strategy. The next strategy for talent access is creating meaningful opportunities for career growth. Although the different strategy, the second strategy talked about freelancers, but still, if you are hiring as freelancer, still there should be meaningful opportunities for career growth. There has to be a sense of growth even for the freelancers in your company. Then only it will, there will be a permanency of in the relationship with these type of employees. So developing talent from within the organization can reduce turnover and help you fill key roles with skilled employees who already understand your business. But creating internal opportunities for professional development and advancement is more important these days. The talent shortage has reached a critical level, and record 47 million US workers voluntarily quit their jobs in 2021. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and moreover, 69% of the business from around the world reported difficulty in finding job candidates with the right skill in 2021, and according to the research from global staffing firm Manpower Group. So you see that retention is very, very challenging these days, even in countries like US. So it is because the employees do not feel a meaningful engagement with the people in terms of career growth. So this area, this strategy is very important and it should be implemented if you want not even freelancer, but also the full-time workers to stay with the company. So consider establishing of professional development programs for your employees and actively engaging with them to help accomplish their career goals. Whether they want to enhance their skills in their current role, whether they want to explore lateral moves or advance into high-level positions. Offering of such programs for current staff can increase employee satisfaction and fill skills gap. And just be sure that career development opportunities are accessible to all eligible employees in a fair and consistent manner. So this is a very important strategy for talent access. The sixth is embracing new technology. Technology is the buzzword for today. What are the most important technologies which are impacting management? Can anybody tell me? Hello? Okay. So embracing new technology. You see that technologies are coming up from the engineering background, from engineering fields. But who is embracing them more? All the fields of management are embracing them. Today, we are talking of AI in management, AI in supply chain, AI in marketing. We are talking of digital management. We are talking of digital marketing. We are talking of digital supply chain. So all the fields of management are incorporating technology, be it AI, be it augmented reality, virtual reality, be it Internet of Things or blockchain, any field. We are talking of industry. We are talking of industry uh, point 4.0. We are talking of industry 5.0. These are all technologies. Industry 4.0 is about AI. And AI is being used in all the fields. I just finished a book on leadership, next generation leadership impact of new technology with IGI Global, which I have just finished, and it is published on the ebook is already there on IGI Global. Another book, Changing Leadership Paradigm, Impact of Technology, again with IGI, is about to finish. So I'm also exploring new technology into leadership domain, impact of AI, impact of blockchain, impact of augmented reality, impact of machine learning, big data, etc. in the field of leadership. There is one more book of mine which is on with CRC Press. It is going on, which is the challenges and opportunities and solution and development with regard to technology in the field of management. Okay, so you see different domains of management are trying to know how these fields are embracing technology and what are their impacts, problems, gaps, and solutions. And this is all innovation. This is all creativity. How you are linking and trying to understand the interface of these two different disciplines. Okay. So embracing new technology is the sixth very important strategy. And keeping up with evolving technology is essential for any business. And many employers are turning to the latest tech trends to help ease staffing burdens. It's estimated that over 80% of all employers use some form of AI or algorithms to assist with all types of HR functions. And as you embrace tools such as resume scanning, video interviewing software, chatbots, social media, you should consider setting up a process to regularly monitor your programs for bias. You'll want to ensure that your recruiting tools don't unintentionally screen out candidates based on a protected characteristics. Even if you set your profiles without discriminatory intent, you could face an argument that your neutral policies have a desperate impact on certain segments of your workforce. So you will want to work with your legal counsel before rolling out new technology. So what I mean to say that embracing technology has to be carefully done, keeping the ethical and legal considerations in mind. So for progressive and agile talent acquisition, organizations are intelligently leveraging technology to deliver on their vision of talent acquisition and the marketplace evolutions to address these needs. This has shaped the key talent acquisition tech trends in the market. For example, emergence of talent acquisition suits, accessing new talent through broader talent pools, infusing AI across talent acquisition lifecycle, bundling of video interviews and assessments. So these emerging trends aren't solely focused on the technology, but rather how those technology are evolving to address the changing ways organizations identify, interact with, access, hire, and onboard talent. So technology is actually impacting the all functions of talent acquisitions. So emergence of talent acquisition suits. So over the past several years, point solutions have become available to fill the gaps inherent in the traditional talent acquisition technology stacks. Multiple point solutions required organization to integrate and maintain a complex technology ecosystem and the users to move between multiple systems to deliver end-to-end recruiting. And we are now seeing vendors push the more comprehensive talent acquisition suites for solutions. Now, this term TS suites was coined at the forefront of this new era, and it refers to solutions designed and built to manage the entire recruiting process, from attracting, sourcing, through select and onboard. So talent suite starts from attracting, sourcing, and ends at onboarding. And the talent suite aims to provide customers with a way to manage end-to-end process with a single pool acting effectively as a one-stop shop for candidates and the employers. So whether it is a standalone applicant tracking system provider or HCM platform provider trying to incorporate new sourcing and additional functionality, the consolidation of services promises a better candidate experience and better tools for sourcers and recruiters. Furthermore, this can potentially lead to improved data and analytics capabilities and culminating into an opportunity for process efficiency and streamlined vendor management. So talent suits are the new way in which recruitment is happening, and it stands for not just attracting, sourcing, and selecting, but also onboarding. The whole process of talent acquisition, all the functions are involved. It is one-stop shop. You can understand it as one-stop shop. Second is accessing new talent through broader talent pools and candidate relationship management. So building better talent pools, broader talent pools, helps in better candidate relationship management. So this is one of the driving trends of the future of work, and this shift to use of alternative workforces as a viable part of an organization's talent strategy. So advanced sourcing tools are continuing to gain momentum in the marketplace. Also, proliferation of all these tools has led to disjointed experiences for many of our clients. While we continue to see tools coverage integrate and become more holistic, we foresee a bright future for the innovation and value added in these solutions. In the meantime, as we change the way that we think about work, the workforce more holistically, it will be important for organization to develop a more proactive strategy for managing all workers in the future. Infusing AI across talent acquisition life cycle. So this is talking about how artificial intelligence can be infused at all stages of talent acquisition, from attracting to sourcing to selecting and onboarding. At all levels, we can use artificial intelligence. We can build better communication using blockchains and neural networks. We can use Internet of Things to develop our gadget, which can help in HR and talent acquisition. So we should actually try to innovate that how we can develop such gadgets which can help our talent acquisition. Bundling of video interviews and assessments. So in line with the emergence of talent suits, several talent acquisition technologies are broadening functionality to serve the talent acquisition lifecycle more holistically as a part of their core offerings. This is especially notable with the increase in traditional video interview tools and expanding to include assessments as part of core offering. In some cases, we see video interviewing platforms merge with talent acquisition assessments offerings to or building assessments into their core offerings. And these tools are quickly expanding to meet the organization's growing demand for holistic and virtual talent acquisition capabilities. In light of changing norms provoked by COVID-19 crisis, as everybody is aware about, that technology got an impetus because of pandemic situations. The technology use and technology friendliness went to its peak because of pandemic situations. Many of us trained ourselves to technology and to help to help ourselves in remotely working and providing our services to our clients. We trained ourselves in several gadgets and several softwares. So same is the case here, that need for video interviews has become inevitable with the complete shift to virtual interaction for many organizations. And people are becoming more comfortable with the video interviewing. It's clearly the new normal. As such, candidates may have more confidence in the process as organizations um, uh, uh, are using video interviewing. This shift has given rise to growing opportunities for technology tools to align with the natural synergies between interviews and assessments. As the market forced this conjunction, tools responded, resulting in the combined product offering. Assessments have continued to be used strategically at various stages of the talent life cycle. So we can plan for the future with technology, with the use of technology. And as the talent acquisition function continues to be challenged by the need for speed, creativity, accuracy, personalization, and increasing diversity, it should consider the cues from the talent acquisition and recruiting technology trends to inform its technology choices and investment. So, selecting talent acquisition technologies that are responding to these market trends is more critical than ever. So, amid the volatile markets, the talent acquisition and artificial intelligence marketplaces back and change with both exciting technologies and need for pragmatic investments. These uncertain times offer a great opportunity for organization and leader to focus on strengthening processes, operational efficiency. And in the last, I can say that traditional talent management approach has started to shift from progressing top talent through a predefined career path to a workforce architect model, which is focused on dynamically aligning talent to work opportunities. And this has led organizations to take a hard look at the technological capabilities available to support talent mobility. Vendors with offering opportunities, offering supporting talent mobility, and provide a mechanism to direct communication between the organization and the workforce regarding available work opportunities. So there are several ways in which organizations align their workers to the work. There are so many approaches, like for example, increasing awareness about existing open roles or projects, deconstructing roles, activities, tasks for a more fundamental re-architecture of work, talent mobility and market-based technology, which can serve a critical role in scanning talent alignment, technology capabilities such as quantifying workers' skill in relation to overall availability across the organization, the intelligent matching of talent and work opportunities, and proactive suggestions to workers or team leaders can help automate the process. So there are so many ways in which uh, organization can align the workers with different types of work, and organization provide workers with opportunities to stretch and grow through talent development, and organization should determine how best to assist workers with developing their skills and exploring new learning opportunities, providing access to stretch assignments. So these are the different important things which are these are important scenarios which are there in HR analytics and talent access, and new way of in which HR is trying to master and take control of the dynamics scenarios in which technology has such a big role and innovation and creativity has such a big role. So I stop here. If anybody has any questions, then I can answer.
Shubhanurika madam, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Please cooperate with our speaker.
Yes, yes. The question answer, the Q&A session is going on. If you have any question regarding the lecture, just ask her, ask ma'am. Or also you can write it in the chat box.
Ma'am, some participant actually asked if you share your PPT, is it possible?
Yes, I will share. I will share my PPTs.
Okay.
If you have any question, please post it in the chat box. Otherwise, we will conclude the afternoon session with some customs. Anubrata sir, I think
Yes. And
I
now
think we should proceed
this
with
is
the yes. We should
now this
proceed
is
with
the
the
time of our felicitation to our honorable
felicitation. Yes.
speaker. Huh.
I'd like to request one of the session chairs to share the memento for
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
Dr. Agnihotri. I'm requesting one of the session chairs.
Ma'am, just a minute. Ma'am, is it
Ma'am,
visible?
please accept the digital memento that we have from our end.
Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
I thank the principal ma'am and Anubrat sir and ma'am. I thank you also for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
And
you so much,
your
ma'am, for
your PPT is very resourceful, and that will help to our innovations definitely. And ma'am, I will share this appreciation certificate within 5 days in your mail ID, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay.
thank you so much, ma'am, for being
Thank you, Shubharnarekha madam, and our today's session chair, Mr. Raghunath Maji sir and Saroj Pramanik sir. Thank you for cooperation of throughout this session. And now over to you, Shubharnarekha madam, to disclose the session.
yes. I think the feedback link and the assignment links will be given like it was
Yeah,
shared in
it
the other
will,
session. Yes.
it will send
And
within the 10
Raghunath
minutes.
sir, kindly share assignment link in live
in the
session as well as WhatsApp group,
in
sir.
the WhatsApp group, yes. So I think we can close the session. So see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Have a good day. Good afternoon, everyone, and
So, ma'am,
goodbye.
hello.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Can you switch on the camera, sir and ma'am? I'll just
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. So we can close the session here, right?
Yes. Raghunath sir, kindly share the assignment link in Zoom chat box.
I will send it within 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. We can end the meeting.